In this video, we're going to use the bind_rows command to stack columns one on top of each other. So what I want to do, I'm going to load the tidyverse into the library like normal. I'm going to set the working directory to where I have the lawman database. Then I'm going to read in batting, pitching, and people. So I've got 3 different data frames. So the first thing I'm going to do is merge batting and people, so I can get names associated with the player ID and batting. So we've done this before. I'm going to do batting, and I'm just going to overwrite it. And I'm going to start with batting, use my pipe operator, Control-Shift-M, and I'm going to left join with people. They only have one thing in common, which is the player ID, so I don't need to specify a by function. And then I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to create a new variable that I'm going to call guy, and guy is going to equal. I'm going to paste name first and name last. And what that's going to do, it's going to create a new variable that is going to be Hank Aaron, for example. And then I can search on that for the purposes of the video. So let's do it. There's my new batting data frame. I look out to the end here, and my guy variable has everybody in a way that I can search on them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 3 different data frames. Now this is a pretty contrived example, but you'll see cases where you're going to want to be able to do this. I wouldn't do it for this one, but first we're going to create a data frame called Hank. We're going to take batting, and we're going to filter for guy equals Hank Aaron. Hit Control Enter. We'll look at Hank. He played 23 stints, all mostly with Milwaukee, the Braves, then back to Milwaukee, although Milwaukee went to the Braves anyway. The last stint was with the Brewers. So there's Hank. The next data frame I'm going to create is Judge. So I'm going to deal with all the Aarons. Aaron Judge, Hank Aaron, and Aaron Boone. So I got Judge, who's only played 6 years at this point in his career through 2021. And finally, I'll do Boone, Aaron Boone, the manager of the Yankees who played back in the day. All right, so I've got Aaron Boone played 13 years, Hank Aaron played 23 years, and Aaron Judge played 6 so far. All right, and all I'm going to do now is create a new data frame called guys, and my guys data frame, I'm going to use the bind_rows command, and I'm just going to bind up Hank, Judge, and Boone. So notice that new data frame just stacks one on top of the other. And it works because Boone, Hank, and Judge all have 46 variables. So the new guys data frame also had 46 variables. I could have just as easy done batting and filter for these 3 guys, but there are going to be cases where I want to combine data frames, and this bind rows will be one way to do it. Notice a way that it doesn't work. I'm going to create a new data frame called trash, and I'm going to bind rows with batting and pitching. So if we look, batting has 46 variables, pitching has 30. let's hit Control Enter. Trash is going to have 60. There are some variables that overlap and so on, but for the most sense, this really makes no sense. It lets me do it. So I've got this first guy, he's got all his hitting stats, but then I look out and all of the pitching stats are missing. Whereas when I go down to the bottom, I can take a look, and the guys at the bottom, all their hitting stats are missing, but the pitching stats are there. So it really doesn't make sense to bind the rows in this case. I want to be really careful. All that's going on with bind rows, I'm stacking one on top of the other. And the only way that makes sense is if I've got the same variables in both data frames.